The Bible says that that one who comes, he will have hair like lamb's wool. Look like the hair of some of these that I'm looking at. He would have skin like burnished brass. He speaks of himself. He said, I am, listen to him carefully, I am the root of Jesse, the seed of David, the bright and the morning star. Jesse was the father of David. David was the father of Solomon. Solomon said, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. And if he was black, David couldn't have been. And Jesse, the father of David, he was the root of the man you're looking for. David was a prototype of the Messiah. I want to get to it today. David was a shepherd boy. I often wondered when God told the prophet Samuel to go to Jesse's house because he was going to anoint one out of Jesse's family to be the next king of Israel. And when Samuel got to Jesse's house, he said, bring me your children. And he marched them in front of Samuel one by one. All of them looked beautiful, but the Spirit of God did not descend on the prophet. He said, don't you have another son somewhere? Well, that was always very interesting to me, because if a man asks you to bring your children and you bring all that you have and then you got one left out in the field tending the sheep, well, maybe he wasn't a physical son. But anyway, he said, oh, yeah. He said, I got this ruddy complexion son. He's out in the field tending the sheep. He said, well, bring him in. And boy, David came in, and the Spirit of God descended on Samuel, and he anointed that young man to be the future king. He was a musician. He played a stringed instrument. He was on the harp. And as he played his harp, he used to calm the envy of Saul. But as David fought Goliath, seemed like he didn't have no fear of the power of that heathen. When the rest of the children of Israel cowed down, little David stood up. I'll take care of this business. And he went out, picked up 5 smooth stones from a brook, but one was sufficient. He decapitated Goliath. His fame spread, making Saul even more envious. Saul even tried to kill him, but David was so respectful. He snuck up on Saul, took his spear, put it in his garment just to let him know, I could have killed you. He was a warrior. He was a musician. He was a king. He was a prophet. But the difference between him and all the prophets before him, even though he made mistakes and he committed sin according to the Bible, the Quran does not say that. I'll speak on that in a second. Yet, the Psalms represent the heart of David. When he messed up, he would fall down, talk to God, and God would forgive him. It's really beautiful. The thing that set him apart was his heart. It was a heart after the heart of God. This messianic figure is from the root of Jesse. He's the seed of David, meaning his biology is connected to David. And he calls himself the bright and the morning star. Well, when does the morning star appear? See, it appears at the darkest hour of the night, that those who are in darkness might see it and gain some hope that the presence of this bright and morning star is a signal that a new day is coming. So when James Weldon Johnson penned the so-called Negro National Anthem, the most beautiful words of any anthem that I have ever heard. Not, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. See, this is an anthem of warrior people. But James Weldon Johnson, facing the rising sun, well, what direction would you be facing? You'd be facing east, wouldn't you not? Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us, what did he say? March on till victory is won. Well, what is victory? Victory is total liberation. Then Matthew writes, as lightning shineth from the east, even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. See? Not up, but eastward, this direction. This house, mosque, we call it, was a church made by the Greeks, but they made this house to face the east. They made this house to face Jerusalem. I never changed direction, because whether it's Jerusalem or Mecca, it is the holy city of Christians, Muslims, and Jews. So I keep a cross there under the crescent in gold because I respect the cross. I'm about to get to crucifixion. That cross we'll deal with.